Put that in front of the people. Okay. And we're live. And we're live. Hello. Hello, everybody. Everybody who may
Hello.
be here. Hello. That's sort of like low-pitched,
Hey,
that's ASMR. Hello. Hello.
welcome
Hello.
to the Nintendo
Welcome.
Drive.
Could you imagine if we did the whole show that way? Like if we did the whole like ASMR episode? Just
I'm sure somebody would be fine with it.
somebody would like it. My friend, a friend of mine, he goes by the ASMR nerd on YouTube. His name's Nick, but he does an ASMR Dungeons and Dragons podcast,
Yeah.
and like it's an actual play, like they play D&D, but everybody there is an ASMR artist, and it's just like ASMR. It's like whispered D&D the whole time. It's pretty good. It's pretty funny. So
There's always something out there for somebody.
yeah,
That is for sure.
it's the best and worst thing about the internet is there's
Oh
something out
yeah.
there for everybody.
Oh, you're right. Ew. No.
Oh
I
my
immediately
gosh.
go positive, like, there's something for
I
everyone.
wasn't going that direction with it. I was just saying, just in general, as a generalization, people can take that whatever
Better or
way
for
they want.
worse, there's something
Can
for
look,
everyone.
consider that for as long as you'd like, I suppose. I have made such this mug. I have made such a mess of it, dude. I made hot chocolate tonight. Okay,
Ooh.
and it was very last minute because my wife just got home from Walmart and I was like, hey, pick up like stuff to make hot chocolate while you're there. I want some hot chocolate for the show tonight. And she gets home at like 7:40 and I'm like rushing to get the hot chocolate made and I didn't have time. Normally I would like make it on the stovetop. This time I was
Mhm.
like, I'm just gonna put some milk in the cup and then microwave it and hope for the best. And so I put it in there and it boiled over and now there's just like gross like milk on the outside of my cup. It's not good, but the hot chocolate's there. I have it. It works.
As long as you don't burn your tongue or something.
Oh no, I'm fine. Yeah, it's cooled down now, but it's like I just made a mess on the mug. That's all. So if y'all notice my mug looking a little weird, that's why.
What's Seth drinking?
Yeah, what is he doing over there? This weird like You know
Yep.
what? It's frosted. We'll say that it's frosted. It's
It looks like
Christmassy.
it's been through something. Oh, I see the
Dude.
milk.
Yeah, it's been through it tonight. It's been through it tonight.
Oh my gosh, it has seen
Holy cow.
things.
Yeah, it has seen things. Well, we for anybody who's watching, we are Seanless yet again. And I'll say that here again
Yes.
in a second, but we are Seanless yet again. So R.I.P. Sean, he's dead to us tonight. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. Two weeks in a row. And then he
yeah.
sends in a question to offend not only me but you, Seth, but we'll get into
Yeah,
it.
we'll get into it. All right. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to start whenever you are, my friend. Another Seanless
I,
episode. Let's do it.
oh yeah, let's do it. We'll do it better than last week. Let's make it keep going forward. Um
Yeah, sure. See how that plays over.
My camera's still terrible, but we're just gonna glaze over that.
We're
That's fine.
making it work. It'll be all right. It's fine. We didn't get a
It's
single, not one
fine.
comment about it last week. It'll be okay.
I'm just if I look like a statue this evening, y'all, it's because I don't want to mess my camera up too much.
Yeah.
It seems to be going on hyperdrive. Really need to invest in a new camera, new computer, but
Well,
that's in
what's
my
weird
future.
is like tonight it actually looks okay, and when we first got into the call, I thought it was all right until you plugged your mic in and you started talking. I was like, oh nope, it's still very very laggy. So
Oh, nope, still
like,
shit.
well, the visual quality actually looks good tonight, but the lag is still real bad. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. We've tried everything, y'all. We
Oh,
plugged it, we unplugged it, plugged it back in, we restarted, we updated. I mean, you know, we can't figure it out.
you should
It's
have seen
beyond the
my
scope.
y'all should have seen my scramble last week trying to
Yeah,
make it work. And
it's fine.
somehow it looks better, but there's still a delay. I don't know, y'all.
It'll be
I
all
just
right.
work here.
Ryan says your
Um
computer is like, how dare you plug in your microphone?
I know. How dare you try to have a ring light, a
How
mic, and
dare.
a camera all at once while also working off of the Wi-Fi that has been spotty all day long. Yeah,
Yeah.
how dare.
How dare. How dare.
But all right, let's
That'll be
get
all right.
into it.
Let's do it.
I'll start the intro off.
All right.
Hey y'all, welcome to the 81st episode of the Nintendo Drive for Carpool Gaming. We're zooming into your screens, ears, and hearts this week. First, consider following us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Carpool Gaming. If you like what you see on YouTube, give us a video a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you don't miss out on our content. And if you end up loving us and want more, be that driving force and support us over on at Patreon at patreon.com/carpool gaming. All the links to our socials and where to follow us will be in the description box below, but roll that sweet intro. Did it with my Applebee's.
Oh my goodness. Lachlan, we're Seanless again. What is going
Mm.
on here? How are we going to act? 2 weeks in a row with no Sean. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know
I
what we're going
think
to do tonight.
I think he's upset with us for the whole Kirby love last week.
Think so? Think that's what
I
it
think
is?
that must be it. Yeah.
We had speculated that he was like lashing out against the community last week when he saw the influx of Kirby questions, but it turns out that wasn't what it was. He was just tired from Extra Life. If you want that full story, check out the latest episode of We the GamerCast because Sean went through it. But this week, turns out his daughter Ellie had a birthday today. So happy birthday, Ellie. And that's why
Happy
Sean's not here.
birthday. 4 years old. That's such a cute
Yeah.
age, I feel like.
Yeah. So we got they're very cute pictures. Hopefully she had a great birthday and got to hang out with her dad. So Sean's got the night off to, be a dad, I guess. I guess we'll give him the free pass.
Can't relate. I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah,
it's
I
like to
can't
be a
relate either.
dad.
Me either, man. It'll be all right. Well, look, I am happy that that he was able to spend time with his family, and look, we're talking about Pokemon quite a bit tonight. There's a lot of like Pokemon related questions. We got people here in the chat live on youtube.com/carpoolgaming, where if you didn't know, we record this thing live there on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central every single week, with or without Sean. So we're happy to see everybody here live, but yeah, we kind of have a lot to talk about. I will say too, before we get into it, we mentioned last week on the show that we had a couple of like questions and things that were very like suited for Sean. Sean isn't here this week again, so like we're gonna save them until he comes back. We're assuming next week, but we'll see. Who knows? Who knows at this point?
Maybe there'll be another thing that comes up, or he's got some other event. No, that's Sean. He's so busy. That one.
So busy that one is too busy. I miss him. I miss him though.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a trio, the three of us, and it's only been two of us the past two streams. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. I like it's really I like doing it just you and I. Like it's fun, it's a different vibe and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just I do miss him. So anyways, Sean taking this week off too. We're gonna save those questions for when he comes back. He's just gonna have a backlog. It really when he comes back, it just seems to be like the Sean Capri Q&A, I feel like.
Oh yeah, like I don't plan on talking at all next week.
Yeah.
I am just gonna prep all of the notes here for us, and then like at least 3 or 4 of these questions, and one of them has like 10 questions embedded in one. It's all for Sean.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna roll out the red carpet for him.
We'll just take a break.
He'll just read it all off, and we'll just sip tea over here.
We'll just sit here and sip tea, do a couple crosswords or something, and we'll just let him do it, man. Look,
get my Sudoku.
Yeah, I'll have my little New York Times crossword off to the side, and we'll just do it that way, man. That'd be a fun podcast. Anyway, let's get into it though. What have you been up to this past week, my friend?
I've been playing quite a bit of different games, to be fair. I played some Disney Dreamlight Valley. I actually haven't played that game in like I think it said 26 days was the last time I was on there.
Whoa, it's a
Yeah.
long
So
time.
for something like that, yeah, I put it down for quite a bit because I've been playing all sorts of other games, but I did pick
Mm-hmm.
it up this weekend. And if y'all weren't aware, Court and I also did a review of Disney Dreamlight Valley. It was just
That's
like
right.
first impressions, just kind of what we enjoy with the game, and if we'll be playing it when it comes free to play in the new year, which go check out that video if you haven't. It's up on the Carpool Gaming channel. But Court and I kind of stated things from the perspective of an adult playing it and enjoying the
Right.
game, and Court as a father with playing kind of alongside his daughter who's fully enjoying it. So definitely go check
Mm-hmm.
that out if you haven't. But it's up here on youtube.com/carpool gaming. I also played some Lonesome Village on Sunday.
Yes, that looks so good. That looked really cute, man.
It is. The art style is really good. It's no combat from what I can tell, and I don't think it ever will. It's just all puzzles, and you're basically working your way up a tower, releasing the villagers because all the villagers have essentially disappeared. So you're having to solve the puzzles and release them a few at a time, it seems. So yeah, I played that on Sunday on my channel, just streamed it live and just hung out with a couple folks. I'll probably do that like every other Sunday or something, to say that I finally could finish a game. Maybe if I stream it, maybe I'll actually finish
Put
a
a little bit of that
game.
obligation in there, a little bit of that social pressure in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost like a force and like a Sunday afternoon, I don't have a lot going on, so why not? Then,
Yeah.
I played, A Little to the Left. I'm actually like 80% done with that game,
Oh,
but
really? Is it
yeah,
pretty
oh
short, or
yeah.
have you just played that much of it?
I just played a lot. There's I don't know how many puzzles, and it is nice that they have, like, a hints,
Yeah.
piece in it too, like, it's basically a piece of paper that's scribbled all over it, and you can use an eraser to reveal as much as you want of the puzzle.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, so there's some that when you get further along, like, I don't know how many hours it probably would have taken an hour on one puzzle because it's
Mhm.
just a pattern that I don't know, like, one of them is, like, clovers, and you have to put them just kind of in the right place, and it's almost like a kaleidoscope of sorts at the
Mhm.
end because there's 2 of the same type of clover, like, the plant, and so you're placing them like they have to be in a certain order on the page, and so the hints help a lot when you get further along in that game, but I am no I have no issues with using hints,
Oh,
so
me either. Look, video games are supposed to be fun, dude. The second it gets
oh,
like
yeah.
frustrating, look, I'm here to have fun, you know?
For sure, for sure. So
Too
that's
old for
kind
that.
of part of the reason that I've gotten as far as I have because I've been relying on those hints on some of those later puzzles for sure. But I played quite a bit of that, but I played even more of it on Saturday, my Saturday morning. So
Yes,
fun.
yes. And I want to point
Did
people
a
to your ASMR video, man.
I wasn't gonna say
Yes.
it, but yeah, I did
Yes.
I did like an ASMR video of me playing the first few like puzzles of A Little to the Left. So if you want something to literally put you to sleep, I guess.
So
There's a
good.
little
It was
little
really well
12-minute video there.
done. It was you did such
Thanks.
a good job with it. I have wanted you to do that for so long. Like, and you know this, like I've been a Lockleth fan for a long time, and I'm like, she needs to start doing ASMR content. I knew you would crush it. And you took your first stab at it with this cozy, satisfying little game, and I was right. Crushed it. So, check that out. If y'all like, and I understand there are a lot of people who have like weird misgivings about ASMR, whatever. I get it. But, if you like ASMR, check out that video. I recommend it.
Oh, check it out if you want. I essentially am just talking in my voice, but in a softer tone, trying not
Mhm.
to get too excited as I'm playing the game. Like there was a few bits in there where I almost got too excited. I was like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be calm. I'm supposed to be
Wait.
chill.
That's why I couldn't do it, I don't think.
Rein it in for a second.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, that was an experiment. I might do some more. We'll see. I don't know. It's strange. I've never been on that side of the internet, or I haven't followed a lot of those types of creators before. I have
Sure.
listened to ASMR in the past, and I really was into it for a little bit, like listening to a couple creators help kind of fall asleep. It's kind of essentially how I utilize them.
Yeah.
Just help me fall asleep. I don't even know what they were talking about, but just an easy video. Now I kind of rely on like lo-fi and like soft music. That's kind of
Hmm.
replaced that ASMR aspect that I used to rely on. But yeah, nothing against it. Just didn't think I could do it, so I just figured I'd try it. Why not?
I'm so glad you did. I really am. I'm glad you tried it. I think you did a great job, and I hope you do more because it's not when I got really into ASMR like a couple of years ago. I was watching it every single day, couldn't fall asleep without it. Now I'm just like so tired all the time. I can just fall asleep. I could fall asleep right now if I really tried. You know what I mean? Like it's not hard for me to fall asleep anymore. I used to have sleeping troubles, not the case anymore. So I don't really now I turn on like old commercials, like 90s commercials.
Oh
That's super
yeah,
relaxing to me.
yeah, you were
So,
mentioning that to Sean and I the other day, like
yeah.
90s commercials, you just flip them on the TV and
Yeah.
just fall asleep.
I find it so relaxing. Just nostalgic and relaxing and yeah. So that's my go-to now. But I'm very glad you did it. Check it out on Lachlan's channel. Super good.
Thanks. What have you been playing, Seth? I've been
Oh,
ranting on for a bit.
a lot. A lot. So my Bayonetta 3 review is out here on the Carpool Gaming YouTube channel. I got that done and enjoyed it. Overall I had some like mixed emotions about it. But definitely, check that out if you want to know my opinion on Bayonetta 3. It was a really hard review to make, actually. Like, way harder than I was anticipating because the issues I had, like my favorite and least favorite things about that game were spoilers. So it made it very hard to review. And I normally when I write any sort of script, I can bang it out really quickly. Like Mario plus Rabbids, I wrote that review in like 30 minutes, Like but Bayonetta, it took me like days just to write the script for it. So it was hard. It was a tough one to review, but I'm happy with the way it turned out. And you know, it's out there. You can go and watch it here on the YouTube channel, and it hit podcast feeds as well, so you can check that out.
Yeah, I
Um,
listened to it earlier today. It was really good.
Thank
Really
you.
good.
I
No,
appreciate
no
that.
spoilers from what I could tell too, so I'm
No, no
sure that was
spoilers.
difficult.
No spoilers. Yeah, well, because you can't, you can't talk about spoilers in a review like that. People would make sure I burned at the stake for that. But But yeah, so spoiler free Bayonetta 3 review up on the channel and on podcast feeds. Playing Sonic Frontiers, which I talked about a little bit last week. I'm really enjoying it still. It's got its jank for sure, but I just think it's really fun. Like, I just think it's a really fun game. And let me tell you this, Lachlan, because this is the moment I knew that I kind of low key love Sonic Frontiers. Um, in the first boss fight, they start playing this like screamo song that apparently it's the dude from Sleeping with Sirens did it
Oh,
like for the game, and
really?
it plays like you do this first boss fight and it's this big stupid janky boss fight and it's playing this like screamo music from like 2002, it sounds like, and I was like, yeah, this is a good game. I like this game. This game understands the
Oh,
assignment.
would have
So
fueled me for sure. Like,
yes.
listening to that song, I would have gotten like hyped.
Have you heard the there's a theme song, it's called like I'm Here, like the actual theme song of it is like that too. Like it's just total like cringy emo kind of music and I'm kind of here for it. Like there's a part of me that kind of loves that and I kind of like that Sonic's just leaning into that now. Like Sonic is in his elder emo era, and I kind of like that. So
So funny. Like it's not a phase. Clearly
yeah.
he's or maybe he's reached a different phase in his life, but that is hilarious. That takes me
Yeah.
back. The screamo music. I
Yeah.
know No, I don't look it, but I used to listen to a lot of that in high school. So
Metalocalypth,
that
man.
would
Yeah.
well, that would have fueled me for sure. That would have gotten me hyped. I probably would have loved Sonic from then on
Yeah.
if I had witnessed that too.
And the thing is Sonic is just like goofy. Like it's just fun and goofy, and that's what it's all about. And like Sonic Frontiers totally taps into that. So, and it's just, yeah, it's just a fun little open world game. I just zone out. You know what it is? It's a great podcast game. It's a great game
Mm.
to just like turn your brain off and listen to a podcast and just check boxes. Just like zoom through the open world and just collect stuff and, listen to podcasts. I love it. Like I'm having a ton of fun with it. It's not perfect whatsoever. And on Switch, it kind of doesn't run great. Like there's a lot of pop in and stuff like that. I mentioned that a little bit last week, but overall, like I'm super happy with it. Like I dig it. Yeah, way more than I expected to. And it's already, of course, because we're at this point we're kind of foolish if we buy a Nintendo game day one anymore, because like 3 days after it came out, it was discounted $20 on Amazon. So
Really?
yeah, it was
But
40
still?
bucks. I don't know. It might
Still?
be. I don't know. Gonna pop over to Amazon and buy it here live on the air.
I'm doing it right now. I'm about to look.
It might be. It was like 3 days after the game came out. Well, here, let's look. Live
It's not on
Amazon.
sale.
Not anymore. Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
everything's showing 60.
Yeah. Oh, it
Not
was.
not
Be on the lookout.
Amazon not Amazon sending me options, it sent me an alert on my phone saying, like, "Here's some good gift options," like, it knows I'm on there right now.
Oh
Stop
yeah.
it.
Oh look, we live in a simulation, man. They're spying on us all.
Oh
I mean,
god.
that's just true. Like that's
Stuff
just a
like that
reality.
throws me all the time. I
Yeah.
witness that stuff constantly, and it always throws me off, but I should
Yeah.
be used to it by now, but I'm never used to it. Never
I,
used to it.
we were talking about my wife and I were talking about Dunkaroos once, and then just randomly I got recommended like videos about Dunkaroos on YouTube. Never searched for it like in my life. It's just true. Like it's just like
Oh
it's
my
it's
god.
real. It's real.
It
You know.
is. My
So.
husband's eldest needed braces. We
Hmm.
never looked it up or anything. We were literally talking about it, and then we were watching YouTube, and we got an ad for, like, an orthodontist,
Yep.
local
Yep.
orthodontist, and we're like, "What the heck?"
Yep. It's the reality of it, man. So,
It's in the
but
same, like, hour that we were talking about it. It was wild.
yep, it's creepy. They're
It
listening
is.
right now. We'll be getting in the future. Y'all be getting Nintendo Drive ads while you're listening to the Nintendo Drive. We just need to pay for the ad space. Is the problem? But
That would actually be kinda cool.
it'd be kind of rad, right?
That'd be kinda cool,
Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie.
I also there's a game I'm gonna highlight because I think we're gonna talk about the Indie World Showcase a little bit later, and I'll highlight that then, I guess. Um, but I do want to just mention really quickly the Backtrackers. Backtrackers meets this weekend, so the 19th on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about. Apparently, I listened to the latest episode of We the GamerCast, and Sean talked about it, and he like called everybody out that said Greece, which is what I've always said. Apparently, it's Gree. So I don't know, man.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me just say my final thoughts on this.
Okay.
I when I first got the game, I was wondering how you pronounced it because I did it in one of my top 5 videos last year,
Mm-hmm.
and was made by a Spanish developer or like one of the groups that made the game or
Right.
where it was made was in Spain. So I looked up how you pronounce it in Spanish, and so I pronounce it gris.
Right.
That's how you pronounce it in Spanish. Now, gris or without the S
Right.
is French, yes, but my thought was because of where it was made or who made it, um, outside of Devolver Digital, of course,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I just pronounced it in the Spanish way instead.
Take that, Sean.
So that's how I've been doing it, but I just haven't said anything up until now, and he
Yeah.
keeps saying, like he said that on We the GamerCast. I was like, "Okay, we need to."
Well, look, take that, Sean. Man, she just dropped the mic on you, my friend. It's
Listen, if
yeah,
he wanted to defend himself, he would have
he'd
been
be
here.
here. He would have been here, right? Yeah, no, look, that's good enough for me. It's like, hey, maybe we should pronounce it in the language and the pronunciation that the developers pronounce it in. That seems like good logic to me. So there he is. He's in the chat. I'm right here.
I'm right here.
It's Greece.
It's Greece, Sean, not Gree. Gree.
So anyway, we're playing that. We're playing Sayonara Wild Hearts, and we're playing Tetris Effect for the backtrackers this Saturday. And by the way, those games are all super like short and manageable. You could 1000% like start playing them today. Many of them, if not all of them, are on Apple Arcade. So it's a Grease Lightning. That's right.
Gotta roll that R. It's not the same.
Yeah. So, but they're very like accessible, affordable, and quick playthroughs. So if you want to play through one or all of them and join us on Saturday, we would love to have you during the backtrackers. But yeah,
I plan to be there to talk Greece in the chat. So
yes. Yes, I'm excited. I think we're gonna get a good turnout for this one. So hopefully we'll see everybody there. It's gonna be great. But
Sure.
yeah, that's about it for me. Where should we actually just start with the Indie World Showcase before we get to Pokemon stuff? Because that happened a while ago now.
Yeah. Well, was it last week? Indie World?
Last, I think Wednesday. Yeah.
Last week Wednesday. But just before we get into that, just because I'm not going to go into Extra Life like a ton, and I know we mentioned it last week, but I did look at where we're at currently.
Oh, cool.
As of earlier today. And so we have currently raised $9,246 for Extra Life.
Yes.
And you can still donate through the end of December. So I'm assuming that exclamation point donate.
Oh, the Nightbot command
still works.
It should.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
It should.
Let's try it. See if it works.
So if you haven't donated and you still want to, there's still time. But I did want to mention, we're obviously over our goal, but it's for the kids. Like, why not mention it?
For the kids.
So I did want to mention that. Yeah, it's for the kids.
You can donate. I wanted to mention that
before. I wanted to mention that before we continued on with our show, but we're saving Extra Life questions, obviously, for when Sean is here, because he was technically the one there, physically there.
Right. Sean is gonna, like we were saying earlier, Sean, you're gonna come back and you're just gonna it's gonna be the Sean Q&A episode when Sean comes back.
Yeah. We're just gonna roll out the red carpet. You're gonna do all the talking, and we'll just chill. We'll chill back and sip.
Yes. But okay, so Indie World happened last Wednesday. I know it's kind of old news. We're not even really a news-focused show, but I did really enjoy this one, though, so I thought it would be kind of nice to stop and talk about some of the ones that stood out to us. You mentioned A Little to the Left earlier, which you've already played a lot of, made content around and stuff. That shadow dropped during Indie World, so obviously that one, stuck out to you. What else kind of stuck out to you from that?
And I had to go back and make a list of all the ones that they showed. I think I didn't cover any of the ones that they showed at the very, very end. They kind of go through that
sizzle reel
quick. Yeah. I didn't put any of those down because I can't even remember what they showed in that bit. But let's see. Have a Nice Death looked kind of interesting to me.
Yes.
Looked kind of Cult of the Lamb-ish in a way, but it's, what is it, a 2D platformer, right? If I'm remembering correctly of how it ran.
It's like a 2D action platformer, gorgeous animation, kind of Hollow Knight vibes a little bit.
Yes. And then Aka looked super cute.
Yeah. I'm all over that, man. That's like, I'm trying to be like him. I want to be like Aka. I want to be just this red panda in like a Japanese hot spring, like sleeping on a large capybara. I want that life for myself.
There's a game with a fox, a red panda, a normal panda. I'm all over it. I don't even care what type of game it is. I have 2 fox games that I have yet to play, but I bought them probably more so because it had a fox in it.
Yeah.
But Aka, just throw it to the list, but I'm definitely gonna get into that because there's farming in there. It just looks so cute. Oni, I know that one, the name of this is so strange. It's called Oni Road to be the Mightiest Oni. It's so long. Why couldn't it just been Oni? Why does it have to be so much?
Well,
It
Oni's
looks,
Road to be the Mightiest Oni is the subtitle, I suppose.
I
Well,
guess.
actually.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna start calling you Ryan or Brian Murford.
Brian Murford.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're not going to
But
talk about that stream. We're just not going to.
um,
That stream is
we don't.
better left in the history books.
Oh my god. I question everything after I've had too many. But anyways, so Odie looks super cute because it's basically this little gremlin or whatever who's trying to be the mightiest Oni, I guess.
I
But
guess
I don't
so.
know. It looked interesting to me. But those are some of the ones just looking at the front end of the list. But obviously, I've been playing a little to the left too. So I don't know.
Mhm.
What do you think?
So I really want to highlight this game Once Upon a Jester that also
Mm.
shadow dropped during the Indie World. I love this game. Love it. Like so it shadow dropped. I immediately bought it. I thought it was super cute looking during the trailer they showed, and then played through it in one sitting. It's only like 3-4 hours long, but I love it. It's like this very charming, cute, hilarious, improvisational little game where you play as this character. This character named Jester, who is a jester, and he has a best friend named Sock, who is just a sock puppet. And they're thieves, and they learn about this, like, it's called the Royal Theatrical Spectacle, and it's like this big like improv theater performance that is done at this castle, and they cook up this plot of let's join this, become a theater troupe, get into the Royal Theatrical Spectacle and steal this diamond. But then it becomes a really like heartfelt story about them realizing that they actually love doing improv theater together, and they like find their calling together, and they just sort of develop like this deep friendship, and it's just adorable. It's got a lot of music. It's great. It's like one of my favorite games of the year. Like, I really loved it. I keep thinking about it. Yeah.
Seth, I wonder how many times you say this is my game of the year. Because
Not
like,
often. Not that
are
often.
you sure? Are you
Yes.
sure?
Not that often. It's one of my favorite games of the year so far. And, like I would say, I don't know if it's like in my top 5. It's been a really strong year, but it's definitely in my top 10 favorite games of the year so far. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's just like raw. They even said in the indie world, like the Bontevon, the developer, they were there and they were like, hey, so this is a very improvisational game. It's just like a bunch of friends making each other laugh. So what you're hearing more often than not is our first like takes at the lines. And so
Mm.
it's so like, when you consume like a piece of media, you watch a movie or something, you could tell it was just friends having a lot of fun. Like, that's what this game is. And
Like
I really loved it.
like a Mighty Python or something?
It totally has, it's totally like Flight of the Conchords, the video game kind of
Ah,
vibes. Yeah.
like, oh my god, I loved
Yeah.
them too. So
Yeah.
that is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The trailer for that, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. You were like super hyped about it because
Mm-hmm.
obviously I watched Seth react to the indie world because Seth has the knowledge, so I'll just like watch him react and I'm watching at the same time. And
Yeah.
so when that one came up, I was like, it looks okay. And you were like, oh my gosh, this looks so
Yeah.
good. And then I think it was like later because it shadow dropped that day too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And literally I was on my Switch later that evening and you were like already playing it. I was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
he was serious. He really wanted to play this game.
Picked it up immediately, played it in one sitting. I loved it. I'm listening to the soundtracks on Spotify. I find myself going back and listening to it. The message really touched me, like as somebody like, because that's kind of how I feel. Like the whole message is like we lived our life a certain way, and then finally we found our calling. Like finally we found the place we belong, and that's kind of that. I relate to that quite a bit, and I just thought it was a very like touching story, and I hope people check it out because I think it's a really special little game. And we're gonna have the developers on All In next week, so
Oh,
that's
fun.
yeah. So I'm really looking forward to chatting with them. I think it's gonna be a really fun conversation. So yeah, that was probably
Very
the
neat.
biggest one for me. Pepper Grinder also. I think Pepper Grinder looks so cool. Um, Pepper Grinder is kind of like almost like a spiritual successor to this Game Boy Advance game called Drill Dozer. Are you familiar with Drill Dozer?
I think so.
It is,
Sounds familiar.
yeah, it's I mean, you have a big old drill and the whole gameplay crux is just drilling through these things,
It's
collecting
going,
gems.
yeah.
Yeah. And super fun. Drill Dozer, ironically enough, was made by Game Freak, the Pokemon developers. So it's kind of funny. They've done quite a few games outside of the scope of Pokemon that people might not know about. Drill Dozer is one of them. Super good. So looking
One
forward
that
to
was
that.
on here that hasn't been on Switch yet and is now is Wobble Dogs. And I
Yeah,
don't know if you know
I
what that
don't
is? Have you
I
heard
don't
of
know
Wobble
anything
Dogs?
about this. That was in that sizzle reel, and I remember you had pointed it out. But I don't know anything about it. Tell me about it.
So I've watched somebody do like a whole like series on Wobble Dogs. I'm assuming they played it on like PC or something. But essentially you have these like wiener dog looking dogs, but they could have like super long legs or like 3 legs, and like you use like genetics and like bait certain ones, and you basically have to unlock all of these different things, like basically to 100% the game. You
Okay.
have to have like a dog with super long front legs and really short back legs. Like it's very specific genetics that this dog has to turn out to be. And so I just watched this one guy like go through Wobble Dogs. I caught it at the end. It was like Wobble Dog Wednesdays is what he called it. I
I
can't
love
think of
it.
his name. Oh, it was Therm here on YouTube. I don't
Okay.
know if any of y'all have heard of him, but he does Stardew stuff as well. I
Okay.
watched his stuff and basically I think he got to like 96, 98% of finishing the game. But it's just playing with genetics and creating all these types of dogs, and yeah, it looks so silly because they do wobble around and
They
they're
are
very
wobble
like
dogs.
they're very noodly. They're it looks so silly, but I might get it because it's coming to Switch. It won't be the same experience as a PC, obviously, but
Hmm.
I definitely wanna try it out because I watched that guy's, like, entire series. I was like, "Oh my god, this looks hilarious. I need to I need to at least try it, and, like, if it comes on sale or something, maybe I'll get it,
Right.
and I'll
I
I'll
think
let
that's
y'all
what I'll
know."
do. I'll wait to hear what you say about it. I yeah, I did see that. That kind of caught my eye. It looks funny and it reminds me of that game Fogs. Do you know about Fogs?
Uh,
Phogs. It's kind of similar to that. So it's like if you made like a janky like cat dog meets Fall Guys or something kind of vibes. So
mm,
yeah, that one looks cool. They showed Coffee Talk 2, which was nice. Y'all, I love Coffee Talk. That's like one of my favorite games. So it was nice to see that there. But yeah, I thought it was a really good indie world. I thought it was really
yeah,
nice. I
very,
like
wide selection of things too. It
mhm.
wasn't all, like, farming sims. It was a wide
Yeah.
selection.
Yeah, Sports Story was huge. They ended with Sports Story. A lot of people have been looking forward to that. So like I thought it was really, really strong. Like a really strong indie world. So
For sure. A lot of the questions, a lot of the things we have to talk about because we are 3 days out now is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and something that I kinda just asked offhanded, and I guess we'll kinda throw into the show here. I hope none of y'all mind that I'm giving some of your answers here from Discord.
sure.
But I essentially just asked, if like, what games does the community, the Discord, need to finish before Pokemon comes out on Friday. And Kevin, the Muffin Mon, obviously mentioned God of War Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Quagmire mentioned Persona 5 Royal.
Ooh,
But they're also
woof.
waiting until Christmas to play Pokemon because they're going to
Oh,
be playing
okay.
with their daughter. So that's cute. Um, JDP Card 18 or Jamie is waiting to till Christmas to play Pokemon Violet. Then Skycatcher Gaming is getting it for their kiddos, and they're gonna open it up on Christmas Day.
I
So
love that.
a lot of
Yeah,
parents getting it for their kids, which is nice to hear. But
I love that.
only only a couple responses in terms of what to finish before Pokemon comes out. I'm gonna probably finish Grease before Friday so that I can discuss that again, like refresh my memory.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's the only one I think I have on my plate. Maybe a little to the left, I'll have it done by then, but we'll see.
Nice. For me, it's just Sonic. I want to like charge through Sonic and roll credits on that before Pokemon comes out, because it's funny too. Like I feel like in the Nintendo community right now, there's just this like quiet in the air, like the calm before the storm. Like let's get everything done, clear our schedules. There's a new Pokemon generation coming, and let's just like we're all gonna be playing this. It just I feel like there's a lot of buzz, like a lot of electricity in the air right now around Pokemon. So,
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting the physical, so I'm still gonna have to probably
mhm.
wait until I get it in the mail, but husband and I are both gonna be playing. He'll be playing Scarlet and I'll be playing Violet, so we'll
Yeah.
we'll we'll get we'll get out of it what we need to. He actually is gonna be off work starting Thursday through Wednesday next week, so that's probably what he'll be playing. He
Oh.
already told me he's gonna start playing it whenever we get it in the mail since he'll be off work. He says, "I'm already," like, he's asking me earlier, like yesterday, like, "Which Switch should I play this on? Because I'm gonna be playing
I'm
when I'm
gonna be
off
locked
work."
in.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be, directing him toward the Animal Crossing Switch probably. So he'll be playing that,
The
and I'll be
Switch that
playing on
is
the
most
OLED.
most convenient.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why I asked. He's like, "Which one can I play it on?"
Mhm. Yeah,
Because 'Cause
we're
he'll be
I'm
playing on the TV. I'm more of a
right.
handheld, so the OLED
Me
makes more
too.
sense for me.
That's kind of where I'm at too. I'll usually do that. And I'm trying to convince my wife to play it. She's kind of like, so she's never played a Pokemon game. And
Mhm.
she's interested in it, and I think this would be a great one for her to start with, because you can do co-op. So I think what's probably going to happen is I'm going to get the double pack or something, and then she's going to kind of see, because I was planning on doing that anyway. She's going to kind of see like if it's something she thinks she could get into, and then we'll play it together. So, but I'm going to
Yeah,
play
that's
Violet
kinda
though.
yeah, me too, and he asked me too which one I was gonna pick, and I said Violet. He said, "Okay, cool," because he wanted Scarlet anyway, so
Oh, worked
it
out.
worked out that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know there's a lot of excitement around this. We've kind of already cast our lot for the starters we're going with. I think somebody's asked us that before, but I'm going Fuecoco, you're going Quaxley. If you're watching the video version, poor Sprigatito is there in the corner. Just sorry, Green Cat, you're just gonna have to be in the corner for now.
I was in Kato's stream for a brief moment before we started.
Hmm.
Somebody asked her which starter, and she said Sprigatito, so that's little Kato
Spaghettio,
in the corner. Spaghettio
little
in the
yep,
corner,
little Kato there in the
trying to
corner.
trying to pop in. But there was also an overview, like Pokemon overview trailer
Hmm.
that I watched and kinda just did a good synopsis of everything. So, that's over on, I guess, Pokemon's channel over
Right.
here on YouTube, if y'all are curious, but it's a nice little trailer. I forget about there being, like, 3 different things you could be doing. There's, like, a what
Oh,
is
the
it? The
story
scavenger
paths.
hunt.
Hmm.
Yeah,
The
there's, like,
treasure
3
hunt.
different things. Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, the treasure hunt, you can do that path, you can do the gyms. There's, like, 8 gyms, and the
Classic.
trailer actually kind of went over the fact that you can complete the gyms in any order too,
Hmm.
which I thought was interesting. I don't has that been a thing before? Like, normally there's, like, a set path, right?
Yeah. Well, Johto Generation 2 was sort of infamous for being kind of open, like kind of open world a
Mm,
little bit. And the problem with that was, and I'm kind of fearful that Scarlet and Violet is going to fall into the same trap. The problem with that is because you could do anything in any order or whatever, they had to balance the overworld so that whatever level you are, you're not going to be like outclassed entirely by the Pokemon in the wild. So even like going up to the Elite Four in that game, the Pokemon you were encountering were level like 36 or something like that. So
oh.
the wild Pokemon in that game were kind of broken, and I'm a little bit concerned that we're going to see something similar, unless they, now this is 20 plus years on, so maybe now they've worked in some sort of level scaling or something like that. But then how does that work with co-op? So I don't know. I have a lot of questions about how that works. So
You're since you have that experience, I probably just didn't even realize when I played because I'm sure I played Gen 2.
mhm.
But I was like, oh, you could do it in any order. Sweet. Like that's where my mind went. I was like,
It
oh
is
heck yeah,
cool.
that sounds cool. I don't have to be, taken down like by these like limitations, like, oh, I gotta move the Snorlax out of the freaking road
Right.
before I can continue on and do another gym.
Yeah,
Like
that always sucks, right? Like Pokemon always has those sort of like little roadblocks for no reason, so I get it. And it does make it feel much more open and free. It seems like there's a lot of I feel like freedom is a huge focus for this game. Freedom of expression, freedom of like do whatever story path you want, just have fun. I feel like that's a huge focus for this game, and I'm here for it.
yeah, and I actually took quite a bit of notes in terms of some of the things that stuck out to me, but it might fall into this next question by Sam. They asked in Discord, what are each of you most excited for in the upcoming like Pokemon game? And Seth, I'll let you go first. What are you the most excited about?
Um, just like the new region, like the new Pokemon, I know that like the whole game is out there on the internet. I don't want to spoil myself. We're like 3 days out at this point, the time we're recording this. It's like I'm just gonna wait. I'm good. I would rather be surprised. You know what I mean? So new generations, I'm always excited to come in and see like the swath of new Pokemon. Am I gonna like it? Am I not gonna like it? What's my team going to become? Like we've seen some Pokemon like introduced before the game comes out, but there's probably dozens of Pokemon we don't know about. So that's what I'm excited about. Like the new Pokemon, exploring the world, seeing how it compares to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I really enjoyed. Um, that's probably what I'm most excited about.
In terms of the Pokemon, like the specifically from that trailer and one that I kept forgetting about until I watched this overview was the Paldean Wooper that we're gonna
Oh
get. Like it just
yes,
looks so cool.
the
Like
Chalky Milk
I
Wooper. Yes.
yes, he is like a chalky milk. That is that's exactly what he is. In fact, I think they say he has some sort of film or something about him as well that makes him kind of
hmm
slimy or something to that effect. Maybe he's muddy, I don't know. But he looks so cute. And then the camera app, like you can take
Yes.
photos of anything. I guess when you're outside, and
hmm
someone who likes to post pictures on Instagram um, did that a little bit for Pokemon Arceus when I played it, so over on my Instagram. So something like that interests me quite a bit. I mean, it's Animal Crossing is one of my favorite games in terms of how the camera app works. I can zoom in really close and have these really realistic looking photos from that game. So I can zoom in on the ham sandwiches that I'm gonna make via a picnic with my Pokemon.
The
And in
Lechonk
fact,
sandwiches.
I was about to say that, Seth. I even have it written down: ham sandwiches and lechonk.
Yep. Yep.
Like, there's no animals. Like, what is that ham made of?
I think you know the answer to that. We just don't like the answer to that. We know the
Oh
answer, we
my
just don't like it.
gosh. Yeah. And then the terastallization. I know Ryan and Garrett were talking about it last night in the RPG cave.
Mhm.
Um, they talked about Pokemon quite a bit, but I kind of had to help them in chat think of. They were trying to think of the word of what it's called because it's always something different.
Right.
And I can't even think of what the other names are from past games, but I knew it had to be something crystal, terastallize. Basically, they're just a bunch of crystal gems is what the Pokemon will turn out to be, but they change their Pokemon type too,
Mhm.
I think is part of it. So I'll be interested to see how that what I end up getting, I guess. What type my Pokemon changes to. I
Right.
don't tend to be very lucky when it comes to those things, so we'll see.
Well, and it might be too, oftentimes they will, especially in competitively focused Pokemon games, because Arceus had no competitive element whatsoever. Like there was no, you
Yeah.
couldn't battle each other at all. So with this one, it's going to be interesting. Terra typing is going to be a huge part of like the competitive meta, and I imagine that there's going to be a way for you to unlock like a way to choose the Terra type. You're probably gonna have to work for it, go through the battle tower or whatever it is, but they typically have a way that you can get what you want. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Those are my highlights for it. Um, Antics asked in Discord as well, if you were a gym leader, which type and Pokemon would be on your team? I know you kind of mentioned like you don't know really about your team quite yet. I don't know if you have any opinions. Um,
Yeah, I mean
I guess
like
in
Ghost.
regards to type.
Yeah, Ghost. I just love Ghost type Pokemon. That's always been my favorite. Gengar. Like it's I feel like it's a boring answer, but yeah, like Ghost type gym leader with Gengar for sure would be my jam. I just love Ghost type Pokemon. I love like Pumpkaboo,
Mm,
Litwick. I love the entire like Ghastly Haunter Gengar line. I love Mimikyu. Like there's some truly great Ghost type Pokemon, so I would probably do that. But Ghost type does have like a lot of weaknesses too, so it wouldn't be smart. But if I'm just going with my heart, Ghost type. I love Ghost types.
if I'm going with my heart, I always go with fire starters. So I would say a
Mm-hmm.
starter or a fire as my type as a gym leader.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to go like strong, I always think of uh, specifically when my husband and I would play the Pokemon card game. He would always have so many fairy types in his pack. He would just wreck
Ah,
shop
one of
for my
those.
entire crew. Yes. And so if I want to play smart, I'm gonna have to pick the fairy type as my type to go with as if I was a gym leader.
Yeah.
So that would be my go-to, but I don't know a lot of the fairy Pokemon like offhand. That wasn't some that I gravitate towards. I always gravitated towards the reds and the harsh colors and the
Yeah,
the
sure.
strong boys.
The Metalocalyph vibes. Yeah.
uh, the strong but not strong at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah, but I think Sword and Shield had a fairy type gym leader, but I want to say that might have been the first fairy type and maybe only fairy type gym leader that we've had. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I think that was true. So,
There's no way of knowing.
it's impossible to know.
Possible. It's impossible to know. Presto the Magnificent asks a similar question. I guess these are all kind of related. There's not a whole lot to talk about that we don't already know in terms of Pokemon, but
Sure, yeah.
they asked to pitch your idea for your dream Pokemon. And the one that I thought of a moment ago when I reread that question was taking it back to the Paldean Wooper.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it would be cute. And your little chocolate milk comment made me think of this
Yes.
too. I would like to see a little strawberry milk, but he has like a little strawberry on the top of his head.
That'd be
I want to
cute.
see that and make him a fairy type. Yes.
That'd be actually super cute. Yeah, we have the strawberry, we have the chalky milk, we need the strawberry milk.
Yeah.
That'd be super
Yeah.
cute.
That's my answer. That's my dream Pokemon. Just as of right now. I'm sure it would change like next week, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see like some sort, cuz they did in Sword and Shield we had Alchemy, and Alchemy was like this kind of whipped cream looking Pokemon, and if you had an Alchemy in your party and you did certain things, you could get it to be like a certain type when it evolved. Like a certain like look to it. Like it could be like a green swirl, a strawberry swirl, mocha swirl or
Mhm.
like whatever. And I there's a part of me that would kind of love it because we have Fido in this game. If Fido
Yeah.
did something like similar, like a cinnamon roll Fido, a donut Fido, something like that. That would be very very cute. And maybe that sort of plays into kind of what you were talking about too, like having different types of this similar thing. Um,
Yeah.
I'm always bad at answering questions that are like, "Hey, design a Pokemon." It's like I'm not good at that. Like, I don't have like a. I'm
I'm gonna have to look up to see if a strawberry whooper is a thing, because like if it's not, I'm gonna draw that, make it a thing.
Yeah, draw a strawberry whooper. Whoop, there it is. That's
Of course
right.
it's a thing. Somebody on Etsy's already done it, of
Oh,
course.
of course. Of course.
They're hugging the strawberry though. It's I want the strawberry on the top of their head. That's the difference. I'll
Yeah.
make it my own.
I always like
Well,
I like musician type Pokemons or like music related Pokemon too. Like
mm,
there's one, it's called Toxtricity in Sword and Shield, and Toxtricity is this like poison electric type who has like these weird like poison like venom sacs on his chest, but he strums it like a guitar. It's really cool. I always thought that was neat. I
is
would
that
like to see
cool?
more. I think so. I think it's kind of cool. Like it's kind
Sounds
of
gross.
it's weird and gross, yeah, but I think it's kind of neat. I don't know. And then you have like what is it? Loudred, like that one that has the big like speaker ears that like just
Yeah,
bah, you know. So,
that thing is obnoxious, I feel like.
yeah,
Which is
totally.
which is the point. That's the point with that Pokemon. It's supposed to be
It's got loud in the
obnoxious.
name, like
Yeah, yeah. It's not doing ASMR, that's for sure.
no. ASMR Pokemon. Let's go.
Oh my god. That's what Wooper's talent is. Instead of like like Jigglypuff puts you to sleep.
Yes.
Let's throw that in as one of its moves. Somebody write this down, please. I'll forget.
Right.
Blaze Knight asked uh, if we've ever done a Nuzlocke or
No.
if or other like similar self-imposed challenges in games. And if we did, would we do it again? They recently played through Omega Ruby on a full Nuzlocke style, and they said they had a blast playing it. I've never done a Nuzlocke either, though. I actually had to look. I know what it is, but I did look it up too to kind of refresh my memory as to what a Nuzlocke is. And apparently, there are some standard rules. I was gonna put it in our notes, but it got too long. I was like, "Here's the link if you're
Yeah,
curious."
it's a
But
lot. Yeah.
um, I've never put too much on myself to play Pokemon. Like either get like maybe 3/4 of the way through a Pokemon game and not finish it, or I'll finish it completely, the entire story, and then never pick it up again. Like I don't put out so much Pokemon content, I feel like, or
Sure.
they put out games so often that I didn't feel a need to fill that void in the in between times. So,
Right.
like, it's gonna be quite a bit of time probably before they put out another Animal Crossing video game. So, with that, I'm trying to be a little bit more creative with how I'm designing my island right now using no items, just
Mhm.
no items whatsoever, all natural stuff. When it comes to, like, Pokemon, I don't think about, making it more difficult than it already is.
Right.
I guess it's not technically a difficult game because, like, I'm one of those people that I just level up my Pokemon and they're just all powerful and I just zoom through
Me
all of
too.
these gyms.
Yeah. I'm totally the same way. I'm not really like, you know, you're right. They release Pokemon with such frequency that like I by the time I finish a Pokemon game, I just move on to the next thing and I just kind of play through it, normally the way I play it. And then I'm on to the next thing, and then, I play like a million other games, and then the next Pokemon game comes out. So I think it depends on the person, and I know that there are some people who like Pokemon is like their main game. Like they just wait to play a new Pokemon game and that's what they play for like a year and a half, 2 years. Um
Um,
so for that, when you get into a situation like that, and you kind of tap into like what you were talking about, like with Animal Crossing, you make your own fun, sort of thing. And that's what Nuzlocke is. It's a challenge run. I've never been somebody who does a whole lot of challenge runs. It's quite rare in the modern age that I even replay games at all, just for lack of time. Um, so yeah, Nuzlocke not really for me. I respect it though. I'm glad it exists. I think it's cool. And it's a neat idea. It's a cool way of playing the game. For those who don't know, it's essentially like a permadeath sort of thing.
mhm.
Like you have to catch the first Pokemon that you and a lot of it is self-imposed rules too. Every time you enter a new route, you catch the first Pokemon you see. If a Pokemon dies or faints in battle, you release it. You have to nickname every single one of your Pokemon. And it's these kind of like basically self-imposed rules to make you feel like the stakes are higher in standard gameplay. So that's what a Nuzlocke run is.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and it's I think people have changed it in their own, make it their own too, but just I don't know, never really interests me. I just get through the game. I'm lucky to get through the game. That's
Yeah. I have
that's
friends.
basically, especially
I
yeah, like well, I wouldn't even say I had that at the time. I just
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I have friends who are like I'm gonna only heal with potion, like I'm not gonna use Pokemon centers. I'm only gonna use revives and potions and like no Pokemon centers. I'm like, yeah, that's taking it too far for me, dude. I just want to play
have one
Pokemon.
faint I'll have one fainted Pokemon and I'll go to the nearest center before I carry on. Like I don't play Risk when it comes to Pokemon. I just want to get to the next place, progress through the story and carry on.
I'll
I
just
think
top them off
it
sometimes just for the lulz. I'm just like, hey, I'm here. Pokemon Center's here. They're missing like 10 HP. Sure,
I
just
was
top
gonna
them off.
say I was gonna say only one with 20 HP down, and you're like,
Yeah,
let's just go.
why
Why
not?
not?
Top them off before I leave. It's
Risk it.
free. Yeah, why not? It's
Save
free.
all the 50 antidote I have in my pockets and never use because I keep
Yeah,
going to Poke Centers.
right. Why waste it? You know?
Stomach hurts. That was funny. Oh my gosh. But yes, Pokemon is coming out Friday. I can't wait
Me
for
either.
it. Can't wait to just physically have my copy. I ordered it, pre-ordered it through Target, so hopefully it gets here. I'm in a bigger city than I used to be, so I have higher hopes that I'll get
Mm.
it a little bit sooner
Mm-hmm.
than in years past. I mean, I'm not that far from Dallas, Texas, so I have higher hopes that I'll get it unless they somehow just lose my order. So let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm
Oh no.
saving my
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah, for sure.
If that happens, you'll probably get a message from me, Seth, in like
We'll
midnight.
hear about it.
I am
Yeah.
at the latest GameStop. I'm gonna figure this out. Or just I'll probably order it digitally, to be honest, if I'm gonna be too
Yeah,
lazy.
that's fair. Yeah, because that's the thing too, is if my wife winds up wanting to play it, she's gonna want it digitally. She's a digital
Yeah.
person, so
Yeah, yeah. Sword and Shield was the first like duo pack that we bought physically. So we just figured to carry on the tradition, and my husband's excited to play. So excited for that for sure. Ngachacha asked in Discord, this is not Pokemon related, obviously, but
okay.
did want to add it in. He said full credits to Marcus O'Neill for this brilliant question that he came up with. Apparently they were chatting over the weekend or something, but
Mm-hmm.
which first party Nintendo game has the longest final boss battle, and why is it Xenoblade Chronicles 3?
Yeah, it's rough. Xenoblade, and I was chatting with Nagachaka this weekend too, because Nagachaka was coming in. He messaged me and he was like, "Hey man, I'm kind of heading to the final area of Xenoblade. How much longer do I have?" So I kind of told him, but I prefaced it. I was like, "Just be warned, the final boss fight is unnecessarily long and it is kind of awful. It's the worst part of that game." And I really just that final boss in general is awful. I just don't like him as a character. He's a bad character. The motivations are stupid. The fight, no joke, you're in that fight for like an hour. Like it's not good. It's not fun. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, not great. Great
How do
game.
you like rest? How do you rest your like wrists or your thumbs or your like whatever? Like an
Because there's a
hour for a
lot of
boss?
cutscenes. There's a lot of cutscenes, and it's
Oh.
broken up into like segments. Um, and what like there's some great like emotional like kind of moments in that fight, which is cool. But I'm just so it's that classic anime. This isn't even my final form, like kind of junk, you know. And by the end of it, you're just like, oh my god, just get on with it. Like I'm so over this, you know. So yeah.
I never witnessed or can think of something off the top of my head that I've played. That does remind me when you said cutscenes and like anime style. My husband played the Final Fantasy remake on the PlayStation
Oh yeah.
5, I believe.
Hmm.
And I feel like I remember when he was getting towards the end and you know, he would think he would finish the boss and then it would go through a cutscene and then like you said, another form happens or you know, they have the strength again and then he's continuing. And I remember hearing like I sat next to him when he kind of did some of those battles. I remember him being like, "There's more?" Like
Oh
I
yeah.
can literally feel the frustration because I already know he's been playing it for so long. But I don't have an answer to that question, but that did remind me of it being that way too. I guess
Yeah,
it is common with
it
those types
is.
of games
With
then.
RPGs, yeah, all the ones that come to my head are RPGs. Live Alive
Mm.
was a really guilty offender of this. So when Live Alive came out earlier this year, really enjoyed it. Like I'd never played it before. They did the HD 2D remaster on Switch, and I loved it. I streamed my entire playthrough back when I was doing Twitch with All N, and I literally sat down. I'm like, cool, we're gonna beat the game tonight. Final stream session. Wound up being 9 hours. Okay.
I remember because you were trying to finish it
Yeah.
before
Before
something
Xenoblade.
came out.
Before
Yeah,
Xenoblade came
okay.
out. Yeah. Because that game came out the week before Xenoblade. So I was like, I'm gonna finish this. This is the final session. Xenoblade comes out tomorrow. Let's do this. I thought I had maybe 2-3 hours left. No, it was a 9 hour stream. And I wanted to pull my hair out by the end of it. And it was just a total slog. Kind of put a bad taste in my mouth for the game in general, even though I loved the rest of it getting to that point. So like that's the thing. A bad final boss can really kind of damper your experience with a game. So that's why it really frustrates me in the case of Xenoblade 3, where Xenoblade Chronicles, and because I think you've played the first one, and I think a bit of the second one, at least. Um,
Yeah.
those games do a really good job of kind of cutting out a lot of the BS with RPGs. Like a lot of the stuff that you kind of normally hate about RPGs, Xenoblade kind of cuts it out, except for that. Like the bosses are always, this isn't even my final form. Let's sit here and fight for an hour. It's always like that, and it's always frustrating. So
It's like
yeah,
that for the first two also, so
yep,
I should expect that. Oh
yep,
crap.
yep.
Oh
It's always
no.
like that. It's frustrating.
Oh my god. I don't know if I want to finish it now. I'm
Yeah.
nowhere near done. Like that is gonna be I bet a year from now I'm still not done with the first
Yeah,
two.
I don't blame you. They're long games. There's a lot of game
I
there.
still I still need to start and finish Breath of the Wild because I never got very far, and I want to finish it before the new one comes out in the new
Mm-hmm.
year. In fact, one of my friends keeps asking me, like, "Have you started? Have you started?" I'm like, "No, I've been
That'd be cool.
busy.
Yeah, that'd be a great
This
stream
is a
game. Breath
busy
of the
time of the
Wild.
year."
It is. Yeah, Breath of the Wild's a great stream game though. Be cool to see you stream that.
Ah, I might have to do that then. Maybe that'll be my in between. Maybe the every other Sunday it'll be 'cause I tend to stream every Thursday night anyways, but that's Animal Crossing.
Right.
Then every other Sunday when I play Lonesome Village, like the Saturday before, I'll also play Breath of the Wild. Maybe
There you
that's it.
go.
Maybe I'll have you'll get 3 streams out of me in 1 week.
Pencil it in. Pencil it in.
Pencil it in so I can erase it later, yeah.
Well, no, pen it in that case.
No,
Write it
no,
in
we
ink.
said pencil. I got a pencil right here.
Mostly Martinez in the chat says you got to do it. You got to do it, Lockleth. So.
Uh, probably the only way I'll actually finish it, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the only way I'll actually finish it is if I do it on stream, even if no one shows up, like, just to
Yeah.
be on it and just play, I think that'll get me through it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
You
I don't
got
know, y'all.
this. You got this.
I'm glad someone believes in me because the belief is not there. It has fallen. As more games come out, as Pokemon approaches on Friday, ugh, finish other games is just put it on the backlog. That's
Yeah.
just what I have started doing. I'm understanding it now. I get it. I get
You're
it
there.
now.
You're there with the rest of
Y'all
us.
talk about it. Y'all talk about it, but I get it now. I think I understand.
Yep.
I think
You're
I
there with the rest of
understand.
us now.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I think we've reached all of the we've answered all the Pokemon questions. We've answered all the questions. There's still one question on here, Jamie. I'm gonna leave it. It's a Sean
We
question, the
got the
Tetris
Sean
question.
questions. Yeah, we got
Yep.
the Sean. Oh, he will answer these questions. He has
Yeah,
things
he
to answer
will.
for.
Huh. He's got plenty of things, plenty of material to cover whenever he decides to show up,
Right.
whenever he
Yeah, grace us
decides.
with his presence.
Grace us
You know?
with his presence. I will bow when the stream starts. Seth, we should
Yes,
both bow at the same time. Hope he's not here
Absolutely.
to hope he's not still here to hear that, because I
Nah,
want
it'll
it to
be
be
all right.
funny and a surprise. But today's episode is brought to you by, my physical thing. I'm gonna move very slow because
Yes.
my camera is digital this evening. The pixels are moving very slow, so I'm gonna move very slow.
Yo,
I've got Pokemon
yes.
Stadium for the N64. I'm
Great
like
game.
watching myself because on the stream too, and I am moving very slow. Anyways, uh, but my husband and we have 2 copies of this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have showed you, this is my husband's copy. I would have
Okay.
showed you mine, but my mom on some of our N64 games put our last name on it.
Oh,
You know that
sure.
mom
Yeah.
thing? Like, put your name on it in case you take it to a friend's house and they know it's yours. So
Yep.
I didn't wanna dox myself there.
That's
It's
fair.
not even my last name anymore, but, that's my husband's copy. We have 2
Well,
of those.
that's worse though, because then that's like the security answer, like what's your maiden name and whatnot. So it'd be worse if it
Yeah,
was that. Yeah.
that's
So
never my security answer.
okay,
It's
well,
never
good.
my security answer. But since Pokemon's coming out this Friday, I wanted to share Pokemon Stadium. I loved the mini games on that. I know I talk about mini games a lot, and Kirby
They're
kind of,
so good.
uh,
Yeah.
the Kirby 64 mini games are good. These Pokemon Stadium ones, the one I think of off the top of my head, Lickitungs, like
Yeah. The
getting to
sushi
eat all of
one.
the fruit and
Mm,
sushi that comes around the little carousels. You can't get the spicy sushi because then it goes kind of all wild. Like that was such a fun system to play on.
yeah.
I know I'm getting into the GameCube now and I'm learning some of those games and enjoying those, but I don't know, that N64 has got that nostalgia for me, you
Oh,
know?
big time. Yeah, very nostalgic system. Most of Martinez in the chat says second Pokemon I ever played, Snap was the first. There you go.
Yeah.
And 64 Pokemon game love. And Stadium 2 are coming to NSO next year. So that'll be cool. It'll be cool to be able to play that
Yeah.
online and stuff. Yeah.
We're still waiting on GoldenEye too, right?
We are. That, it's funny because kind of coming into the holiday, there are like a couple of things that we still need to hear from Nintendo. We need to know about golf coming to Nintendo Switch Sports. We need to know when the Mario Kart tracks are coming, and we need to know when GoldenEye is coming. All of those are supposed to come out by the end of the year, and here we are, middle of November. Where are they? You know what I mean? So
No.
it's
Oh,
yeah.
oh, oh, before I forget. Seth.
Uh-oh.
No, Seth
Uh-oh.
is aware. Pokemon Squishmallows are coming.
Yes. We forgot
Almost
to mention
forgot.
this. We forgot to mention
Yes,
this last week.
I
Yes.
almost forgot. Pokemon tweeted out, "Coming soon," and they literally had, like, a short little clip, a lady tossing around the Pikachu Squishmallow with a bunch of Gengars and Pikachus around her. I don't know when. Squishmallow has also a similar post on Instagram saying coming soon, but like what does that
When
mean?
is
What
soon?
does
What does it
coming
mean?
when
What does it
when
mean?
is soon? So I am now going to get every single Pokemon tweet notification to my phone
Oh, yeah,
until
yeah,
I know when this is dropping, cuz if you blink and miss it, they're going to be sold out and I'm
yeah.
not going to wait.
You're probably right.
Seth,
I
do
should
I
do the
need
same. Yeah, I should do the
if you
same.
don't if you don't, I will automatically buy 2 of the
Okay.
Gengar for you
All
if
right.
they
Well, I
allow it.
appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, because I need that. I need that Gengar in my life. I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I think that's the pro strat. Pro strats from Lockleth tonight. If
Yeah.
you've learned nothing
Yeah.
else, turn those notifications on if you want those Squishmallows, man.
Let's hope that Twitter doesn't die out in a bawling flame of fire before
Before
then.
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
'Cause
fed to
then
the
I guess I'll have
wolves.
to go to Instagram and do something similar. I don't know. But yeah,
Holy
that's the
cow.
strat.
Mm-hmm.
Notifications on Pokemon Twitters. Um, especially since we're closer to Pokemon, there's probably going to be a lot of content, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Seth, can everyone where can everyone find you on the internet? I'm glad I thought about the Squishmallows. I would have
Yeah,
kicked
that would have
myself
been
afterwards.
yes. You can find me online at $2 Hero. Of course, you can follow us at Carpool Gaming on Twitter, here on YouTube. If you're watching us live, like the stream, please, folks, and subscribe to us here on YouTube. We're always doing a bunch of content like that Bayonetta 3 review I mentioned earlier. We're on Patreon. We have merch. Links to all that stuff are in the show notes. And yeah, that's me.
And y'all can find me here on YouTube at Lockleth or on Twitter at LocklethTWT. But if that burns to the ground, you can find me at Lockleth on Instagram. I'm going to say that until something changes on Twitter.
Right.
But you can also find me here as part of the Nintendo Drive, as part of Carpool Gaming, obviously, every week. Thank y'all for hanging out with us for today's episode of the Nintendo Drive. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Fuel this carpool in the comments below by answering, what game are you trying to finish before Pokemon Scarlet and Violet comes out on Friday? Let us know.
That's right. Let us know. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the new Nintendo Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like the stream and subscribe here on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. If you liked what you saw and want more, be sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming.